So just like you saw from that intro clip, we're rolling. And this is really the last stage of making this hayfield. Now we picked up a bunch of rocks, picked up more than we actually needed to because we didn't realize how effective the roller that we borrowed from Jason is. However, you can see Chrissy and Cheyenne engaged, and actually one of Cheyenne's friends, Travis, out there picking up the stuff that just won't mash in. And I greatly appreciate their help. It makes it way better. Less likely to break things whenever we do actually start cutting hay off of this. But we're actually about 3 weeks behind where we want to be to plant this seed. And we're trying to fix that by getting this rolled. Once I get this rolled, that is the final step before seeding. And then once we seed it, assuming it doesn't rain, we'll actually go back out there and roll it. Now, if it does rain right after we seed it, which we're kind of hoping it does, but if it does, we will not roll it again until a little later on, probably sometime in October or so after the grass gets a good little stand, and then we'll go through and roll it to fix the ground up. I imagine you could probably tell by that little bit of smoke that the tractor's blowing, trying to get going. We're in third gear, higher range, and we're going about 6 miles an hour, 6 and some change. Anyway, the tractor obviously can pull this roller, but that roller is heavy. Like, I can feel it back there. If I was to guess, I'd say it's somewhere in that 12,000 pound range, maybe even 15. I mean, it's stout. It's 9 foot wide, and it has about a 1 1/4 or so metal thickness. Metal drum rather. So the thickness of that metal drum is 1 1/4, and it's 3 feet in diameter. I mean, it's just stout. So it doesn't stop there. You can fill it with water. We have it filled with water because we want as much weight as possible on here to mash anything and everything down. If I stop bouncing around, so this is one of those moments that auto steer is just super handy. It's not a very big roller, it's 9 foot wide, but it's large, don't get me wrong, and it weighs quite a bit. However, if I don't overlap just a smidge, it'll leave a really large ridge, whereas when I overlap just a smidge, it just barely leaves that ridge. It's that time of year, it's getting to be cold in the mornings. Don't be afraid to get you a Freedom Farms sweatshirt or hoodie. You can find them on farmfocus.com or freedomfarmsmo.com. Either one will get you there. They're proudly made in the USA, 100%. So the shirt itself is made in the USA by All American Clothing, and then it's printed in Nebraska by Farm Focus. So check it out. That's the correct setting. This is what we're spreading. It's a huge difference in this field, right? Flashback to what it looked like when we first started. Obviously filled with brush and some trees, random debris that was left behind from the first time, well, when they actually cleared it about 3 years ago by the previous owners, and just didn't quite get it finished up, but now it's getting finished and it's gonna look really nice and it's gonna make some good hay, I think. So today we are spreading our seed and fertilizer mixture on it. So you saw us roll it. All that does is just get it smoothed out, kind of packs everything down, especially those little rocks, so you don't have to pick up 3 metric tons of rocks, because we grow a lot of those in South Central Missouri. Anyhow, those are all taken care of. Got a couple of big ones I gotta come back here and pick up, but they require 2 people. We're trying to not bring the skid steer out here anymore, just because it doesn't disperse weight very well, so it'll actually not sink, but it'll compact some tracks, whereas the tractor disperses weight much better.
If you can't tell, the audio didn't record for some reason on the camera for this clip, but basically what happened here was that tire just kept leaking down on us. It had a gash in it and put a big hindrance in us spreading seed that morning. I was trying to get some baling done, so long story short, took this tire off, took it to the shop, we patched it, and got it ready to go, but we don't come back to seeding until later tonight, as you'll see.
Just like that, we're back and spreading seed. The The baling situation took a lot longer than what we anticipated. The tire situation took way longer than it should have. I had to get a special patch picked up, not a special one, but a giant patch picked up from a tire place in town. Thankfully, Chrissy was in town and was able to grab it. So we're back going again. The tire seems to be holding air, but I haven't looked because at this point I've got 6 passes to go. I'm finishing. Then, once we get that done, we need to do our headlands and then we're out of here. So we're set up on a 25-foot interval. This cart actually spreads to about 50 feet wide. However, we're not doing that because we want to make sure that all of our seed makes it that distance. Our seed won't make it that far. It'll only make it about 25 feet. And then when we overlap from the other side, they come together. Actually, it probably makes it closer to about 30 feet. But our seed overlaps because our seed spreads about 30 feet. The fertilizer does spread about 50 feet. So what we did was we cut our rate in half and we ended up doing passes that overlap. So we're spreading the appropriate rate. It's just more time consuming. We can't cover as much ground in the same time span, but no big deal. Now, once we get all this spread tomorrow, or yeah, probably tomorrow, we need to come roll this in. And the purpose of rolling it in is good seed to soil contact. And then the other purpose is that it makes it to where animals such as birds or deer or anything else that wants to come and try to lick it off the dirt or pick it up off the dirt really won't be able to so easily. We also have a bunch of fertilizer that we need to spread on the pastures and also on the hay fields. This is the first time we've done second cut. We're taking that money and the money that we make from the hay that we sold, we're turning around and putting that into fertilizer to fertilize our whole place in hopes that that will help to choke out some other undesirable grasses that are more of a warm season grass that nothing really wants to eat, like sage grass. We have plenty of it. We just want to get rid of it. And unfortunately, since it's a grass, we can't spray it because it'll kill all the grasses that are in there. You're not missing much tonight. I'm not going to do any drone video because you won't see anything. You'll just see me driving in the field. So we'll see in the morning when we get the roller out and get going on it. So in our case, it doesn't have anything to do with the pressing like the little rock. Like most of our rocks are baseball size or bigger. And if you were to pick up all of them, you'd be out here all month. I mean, there's just that many of them. So a heavy enough roller like this one will actually smash them down like well into the surface of the ground. And we're cutting hay at about 3 to 4. I mean, we probably cut closer to 4 inches high. And the reason being is the grass grows back quicker. Whereas like soybeans, they're riding right on the ground because they want to get all of that crop off. They don't want any of it to be lost and try to regrow. So different concepts, but trying to achieve the same goal. We both want smooth fields that don't have any rocks poking up that are going to damage equipment. So that's really the big purpose of this. The first time we go through is rolling it to smash those rocks down. Now this time that we're rolling it, this is actually to get good seed to soil contact. And not only that, but also one more time over the field, I'm going at a slightly different, same angle, but I'm on a different row pattern. So I'm offset from the original row pattern by about 3 feet. And we just want to make sure because I don't want my tires from the tractor in the same spot and I don't want the roller pattern to be in the same spot. So I tried to get to where I'm closer to having the tires kind of where we overlap before. I want the tires of the tractor kind of straddle that and go over the center of it and make sure we get even coverage from the 2 rollings. Now this is what I call service. Gage rode his dirt bike out here because I needed these flags to mark a couple of things that we gotta take care of. You're getting pretty good at that little dirt bike. What? So you're getting pretty good at that dirt bike. Be careful. Love you. Yep, there goes my mail courier. getting brave. Look at him go. Well, that's pretty well going to do it for today's video. The seed's all spread, so everything's complete as far as the seeding process on this. Like I said, rolling it to get the rocks out of the way and kind of smooth the ground out, spreading your seed, rolling it in to make that good seed to soil contact. That pretty much sums it up. But I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you'll come back and see how this grows and how this is. It's already changed a ton from the beginning. So thanks for watching. Have a blessed week, and we'll see you next time.